Hi, my name is Alana Goldstein and I am a junior at Kohelet. 3 years ago, when my brothers and I were looking at high schools, Kohelet seemed like the obvious choice even though we lived in Allentown. I wanted a school that would encourage me to grow religiously, challenge me academically, and help me become more confident in my abilities. From the first time I walked into Kohelet, I immediately felt at home and could not wait to spend the next 4 years as a part of the Kohelet family. Since the first day of freshman year, Kohelet has felt like my second home. In most other schools, a freshman being friends with a senior is completely unheard of. But with the Big Brother Big Sister program at Kohelet, it is actually encouraged. Having upperclassmen come up to my locker freshman year and surprise me with small presents really made me feel welcomed and like I had big sisters, which was nice considering I'm the youngest of 5 with 4 brothers. Knowing that I can always go to my teachers if I need help in a particular subject, or that I can be honest with them and they won't judge me, has taught me that it's okay to sometimes ask for help. I can't even count the number of times I've walked into Dr. J's office and asked him for history or government help, or to just discuss how my other classes were going. But beyond that, it's the little things that make Kohelet feel like home. It's walking by Rabbi Horn's office as the aroma of his cholent cooking fills the hallways. It's being in Hogwarts and hearing an intricate piano piece play as the fireplace warms the intimate space. It's these things that have created an environment that has allowed me to thrive and mature into the person I aspire to be. But Kohelet is more than just a warm and welcoming environment. It's a place where I am pushed to develop academically and intellectually. Before coming to Kohelet, I never understood much more than what was beyond the surface in general, let alone when learning Chumash or Navi. However, in my sophomore year Tanakh class, that was quickly rectified. When learning Sefer Kohelet with Mrs. Pearl, we not only analyzed the Pesukim and learned about the major themes, but also delved into how those themes apply to life today. Beyond grappling with whether or not life is futile, we learned that the Sefer is narrated by 4 perspectives. The Neheneh, the worry-free and relaxed one, the Chacham, the wise one, the Yareh, the one who fears Hashem, and the Amal, the one who wants to work and make the world a better and more just place. Just like the Sefer, Kohelet doesn't have just one narrative. Each student writes their own unique narrative. My teachers push me to work harder and think in a way I have not thought of before. In my AP computer science class, we learn the different functions, statements, formatting properties, and loops that help computers run and operate. I have the opportunity to tinker with different codes and test which pieces go where to complete the puzzle. It's a class where I get to do more than just read a textbook. The class prompts its students to think creatively and outside of the box. One of the many beauties of the Kohelet is that it also challenges students to grow religiously and to think about the ways in which they connect to Judaism. Various programs on Shabbatons or in school allow me to self-reflect on which aspects of my Judaism I want to strengthen. On the Shabbaton last year, there was a program where I got to fill out a chart that listed different customs and aspects of Judaism, which ones I practice now, and which ones I'd like to practice in the future. That program really granted me the opportunity to consider which parts of Judaism I prioritize now and how I'd like to incorporate even more aspects as I grow up. Programs like these contribute to each student's own self-development. Kohelet has also taught me how to become more confident. When I was student body president of my middle school, every time I got up to speak in front of everybody, I was so nervous. But having the opportunity to give Divrei Torah on Shabbatons or at Color War or present Shirim in front of my friends and teachers has helped me become more confident and comfortable with public speaking. I'm so grateful that Kohelet has given me the opportunity to sharpen skills I will use later in life. I have learned that a hard work ethic is crucial to succeeding and producing work that I am proud of. My teachers have taught me how to think critically, write diligently, and construct solutions to problems encountered on a daily basis. I never thought I'd find a school where I was so excited to go every morning and so sad to leave every afternoon. Coming from a student who gets up at 5 in the morning and does not get home until nearly 7 o'clock at night, that says something. In fact, even in the year where I have the opportunity to Zoom into class instead of dealing with a long commute, I choose to come into school every day. I truly cannot imagine myself anywhere else besides Kohelet, and I look forward to all of the ways I will grow in my remaining time here. I'll be a senior next year, and my classmates and I would love to litter your lockers with little surprises and gifts when you enter Kohelet next fall.
Hello, my name is Solomon Feldman. I hail from Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania, and I'm a senior here at Kohelet Yeshiva High School. I would like to start by thanking you all on behalf of the administration and all of us at Kohelet for considering us as a potential high school destination. A few years ago, I was just like all of you, unsure and hesitant about where to go for high school. And I'd love to tell you a few reasons that ultimately led to my decision to attend to Kohelet and explain why it was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. In looking for a high school, my 8th grade self highly considered schools in northern New Jersey and the 5 towns, mainly because I was afraid of being in a small school environment. I wanted to blend in, not be known, do my time, and just get through school. The thought of being in a class with only 8 or 10 other students and being a freshman in a school where seniors would know my name 2 weeks in was not something I envisioned myself enjoying. Eventually, though, I decided to stay local and challenge myself to give a small school a try, and I couldn't be more happy that I made the decision to come here. I arrived in the fall of 2017 not knowing many of my classmates and not entirely sure what to expect, but this school quickly became a second home. I soon fell in love with the communal aspect Kohelet prides itself upon. By November of freshman year, I knew everyone's name. By the middle of high school, with the help of teachers and administrators, I came into my own, feeling more confident than ever to speak my mind among friends and in class. I learned that my opinion is heard and valued here. I started expressing myself more and more and noticed my fears of being known shrinking. I even found myself looking for opportunities to speak up and add my opinion in a conversation in history class or at a program at a Shabbaton. I might have seen that coming, but if you ask any of my teachers and fellow classmates, now I'll bet they'd be surprised to hear that I wasn't always willing to put myself out there this way. Also, during my years at Kohelet, I became more internally motivated and academically as my mind engaged with more subjects over time, and that really surprised me. I've just grown a lot since I've been here. 4 years ago, I would have given every possible excuse to get out of the speech, even though it's over video, including saying my dog ate my laptop. I don't even have a dog. The shift in my developmental mindset was a major part of why this school was right for me, but I want to highlight another. Over my years here, my belief in Hashem and my connection to Judaism has strengthened and deepened tremendously, far more than I originally expected. The example that stands out most to me is the way I currently interact with my davening. I try every day to thank Hashem for what I have and even thank Him for the stuff I don't. Davening was most certainly not a high priority for me 4 years ago, but today it is a core piece of who I am, to the point where if I have a good davening in the morning, I know I'm on pace to have a good day. In my academics, especially this year and last year, I was told by Mrs. Pearl and Dr. J to challenge myself in certain advanced level classes. And even though sometimes it seemed like quite a daunting endeavor, it taught me valuable lessons on hard work and dedication. In 11th grade, I decided to take an AP psychology class. And unfortunately for me, I found the content of the first few chapters unappealing and unengaging. This can happen sometimes, even in subjects that I'm interested in. On occasion, there will be things that are not as interesting, and in order to get through them, I have to work a bit harder. So after not doing so well on the first exam, I began focusing on that class, and I started putting in the time and effort to understand the content. After I got used to the way the field of psychology worked, it became easier and easier for me to make sense of the material. Due to the hard work, dedication, and study skills that I was able to develop at Kohelet, I ended up earning a perfect score on the AP exam last spring. The last element I want to focus on is the school's unique ability to develop and nurture deep and meaningful relationships with teachers and members of the administration. For me, those people were most notably Dr. J, Rabbi Horn, Doc McGuire, and Rabbi Benedict. English was my strongest subject, and Doc McGuire never sugarcoated anything. He knew that if you handed in work that you were proud of, he'd give you the accolades you deserve. And if you were trying to squeak by doing anything less than your best, he'd call you out on it. Our student-teacher relationship was based on trust and of mutual respect, which is true of all relationships that develop within these walls. I was lucky to have a high school experience where the adults in the building were always ready and willing to develop this kind of connection with students, and that is something I definitely do not take for granted. 4 years ago, I stood in your shoes thinking about various options for high school and wondering what would be the right place for me. And now, at the end of this journey, I would have a hard time imagining what it would be like if I ended up anywhere else. Kohelet Yeshiva has helped me grow into the man I am today, and I am considering various options in Israel and for college that will allow me to continue my educational journey as well as my journey as a proud and observant Jew. You're making an important decision, and all I can tell you is that if you're looking for a supportive environment that will help you grow in ways you've never imagined, Kohelet might just be the place for you.